Hi, good morning, interns, or afternoon, depending on when you're watching. Welcome to our Wellness Wednesday lesson. We are going to talk today about the importance of sleep and how important that is for us. We've talked about this a little bit, and I know it's something some of us, we like to talk about because we don't always get great sleep, and it's important to our health. So this is a conversation topic that's come up before. So I thought we would talk about that today and next Wednesday. If you look on your pacing guide for May, so we're doing a part 1 today, and then part 2 next Wednesday as well. And then we're going to talk about some more things to keep to keep taking care of ourselves and keep ourselves healthy, mind and body. To be talking about mindfulness and also drinking water and making sure we're hydrated. So I'm excited to start this today. The importance of sleep is the packet that you should have here, maintaining a healthy lifestyle. And we're just really going to talk about how just sleep, just making sure you get enough sleep at night, how that's so connected to your health, to your body, and to your mental health as well. So this is a difficult time while everyone is quarantined and we're all staying at our homes. And a lot of us have anxiety about that and worries about that. And sometimes that can affect how well we're sleeping at night. And then that bad sleep affects, our anxiety throughout the day. So it's kind of, we need to stop, make sure we're doing the right things that we can do to get, those best amounts of sleep a night. And we're going to talk about that a little bit. So first thing we're going to do is we're going to do a little questionnaire. Then we're going to read an article and answer some questions. Don't worry, I'm here to read it for you and also highlight some important terms that you'll probably need when answering those questions at the end. So let's get started. So right here, so some of the objectives or the goals that we're going to learn in this lesson is we're going to explain why sleep is important and how much sleep is needed for average adults. Then we're going to identify some dangers, some health negatives that can affect your health from lack of sleep. That's what we're going to stick with today, and we're going to move on to those other two factors next Wednesday. So what we're going to start with here, and you'll want to pause this as I hold this up because I wrote some sentence stems down for you guys. But basically, this first page here is just an introduction. What do you know about sleep? All right, so you might want to pause this here as I go over each one because I gave you some sentence stems, but definitely pause it. Take time to answer this best you can. So number one, why do you think we sleep? Why do we even need sleep? Why are we even laying down at night and closing our eyes? Why are we even doing it? What do you think the purpose of it is, basically? So I think we sleep because, think about it, what does our body need? I think we sleep because, and just give me your best guess there. Number two, how many hours do you usually sleep a night? So I usually sleep blank hours each night. So you're going to have to think about it. If you go to bed at 11 or 12, 11, 12, 1, 2, 3, 4, and count whatever time it is that you wake up till. So guess how many hours you sleep a night. Try to figure that out. How do you feel the next day when you don't get enough sleep? We've all been there. We've all had a day where we just didn't sleep really well. How did that make you feel that day? So when I don't get enough sleep, I feel. Number four, how many hours do you think the average adult should sleep? So how many hours do you think you should be getting a night? 6, 7, 8, 12? How many hours do you think like an average adult needs to sleep each night? Number five, what do you think are some possible dangers of not getting enough sleep? So what do you think maybe some negatives for your body or for your mind could be if you're just not getting enough sleep? So think about that. How do you feel the day after? What are some of those negatives of not getting enough sleep? So one danger of not getting enough sleep could be, just give us your best guess. No wrong answers here. Number six, what things do you believe can interfere with you obtaining enough sleep each night? So it's just a fancy way to say, what are some things that keep you up? What are some things, that keep you awake? Maybe, thoughts keep you awake. Maybe TV. Sometimes you're watching TV and that kind of keeps you up. Maybe video games. What are some things that don't help you sleep really well? Maybe eating something specifically. But what are some things that kind of keep you up at night and kind of affect your good sleep? And then what would your recommendation be? What would you tell someone to recommend them to get a good night's sleep? What are some things that should be avoided? So I think people should blank to get good sleep. It's a good strategy to get good sleep every night. So pause, take a minute to pause where I was so you can get all those sentence stems on the screen. And then take a few minutes and join me back and we'll start on the article. But just do your best. Just give me your best answers of what you know about sleep. And then we'll read our article, The Importance of Sleep. All right, so hopefully you paused there and took a second. I am going to continue reading the article. So again, if you're still doing your questionnaire, pause and finish that up, and then we'll move on to our questions today. So we're going to read this 2 pages, The Importance of Sleep. So what we're doing here for our assignment is we're reading this and then we're answering the questions down here. What I like to do when I have something I need to read and answer questions about it in the text, I like to read the questions. So we're going to read the questions really quick. Then I want to highlight where the answers are for you so you guys know. Okay, so our questions down here that we're going to answer on the first page. And, get that blank sheet of paper that I have in your folder and write your name and date, importance of sleep, and then you can just put number 1, skip a line 2, and just that's where you're going to put your answers because obviously we don't have enough room on here, so get that extra sheet of paper out to write down those answers. Okay, so some of the questions that we're going to answer are, how many U.S. citizens are not getting enough sleep? What is a lack of sleep linked to? What is needed to live a healthy lifestyle? During deep sleep, what does the body release? During sleep, what does the body repair and strengthen? What are 2 stages of sleep? And what happens during REM sleep? And we're going to find out what that stands for. All right, here we go. So I have my highlighter. Please use a pen or a highlighter if you have yourself or a marker to underline or highlight this important information because they're exactly the answers. All you have to do is just copy those down. So I'm going to show you where those are in there so it's not too difficult to find that text information. So the importance of sleep. Are you getting enough sleep? Many Americans do not obtain enough sleep. Shocker. A third of U.S. adults obtain less than the recommended amount of sleep. Boom. We're going to highlight that sentence. So that is our answer to number 1. A third. That means 1 in 3 people don't get enough sleep on a regular basis. So a third of U.S. adults do not get the recommended amount of sleep. Answer to number 1. Not getting enough sleep may seem like a small problem, but the consequences are serious. A lack of sleep can be dangerous and unhealthy. It is linked to many chronic diseases. So what is a lack of sleep linked to? Number 2. Is our answer for number 2? It is linked to many chronic diseases. Chronic diseases mean diseases that are ongoing, that last for a long time. A lack of sleep is also a leading cause of many types of accidents and injuries, especially in the workplace. If we're not getting enough good sleep, come to the workplace, kind of lose our focus, our concentration, and we could have accidents. We talked about those slips, trips, and falls with our OSHA videos. So, that can even cause some danger in the workplace as well, in the community too. So, a lack of sleep is also a leading cause of many types of accidents and injuries. In fact, in some cases, being sleep deprived means not having enough sleep can lead to death. Therefore, that's a little hard. Maybe like in a car accident, someone's sleeping, and that's happened before. That's what they're referring to there. They're just saying that sleep is very, very important. So don't freak out. No one's going to pass away to, here. We're just talking about how important it is. So don't let that scare you. Therefore, in order to ensure a healthy style, we need to make sure we obtain the necessary amount of quality sleep each night. So that is number 3. What do we need to have that healthy lifestyle? Number 3, we need to make sure we obtain the necessary amount of quality sleep each night. So sleeping a long amount of time, those recommended hours that we're supposed to sleep, and also just making sure that we're actually falling asleep and getting a good quality of sleep, staying sleep all night, not waking up 4 or 5 times. And it'll give you some tips to help too. All right, we're going to keep going on with our next paragraph. Why do we need sleep? So, our body and mind require sleep. We actually can't survive without sleep. The body would just shut down at some point, and you would just pass out and go to sleep at some point. Our body has to sleep. It has to, and we're going to talk about why. And we can't survive without it, just like food. During a deep sleep, our bodies release hormones in the bloodstream that are essential for the health of our body and mind. So that's one important reason, and that's our answer to number 4. During a deep sleep, what does the body release? Our bodies release hormones in the bloodstream that are essential for the health of our body and mind. We're going to go into that a little bit more. Okay, just pause if you didn't get all that. Or you can go back. So the body also, this is important too, the body also repairs muscle, tissue, and it strengthens our immune system while we sleep. Immune systems are very, very important. Your immune system is what helps fight off diseases and infections and those types of things. So our immune system is super important to our bodies because that's what helps us, this is our defense from getting sick. And right now, with the virus going around, it's very important that we have healthy immune systems. I know some people have been talking about how take vitamin D, that strengthens your immune system. That's a great idea. I mean, right now, I think we need to do all we can do to strengthen our immune systems and make sure, our bodies stay healthy. And getting good sleep is part of strengthening that immune system and staying healthy. So I thought that was interesting. During sleep, our mind also organizes and links memories. So your brain is actually processing and storing memories at that time as well. It's quite fascinating. It's almost like we're computers when we sleep, which is very interesting. So that was our answer to number 5 as well. I'm going to highlight it for you and show you. During sleep, what does the body repair and strengthen? So here was number 4, and then number 5 starts here. It repairs muscles and tissue and strengthens our immune system. All right, moving on to the next paragraph. What is quality sleep and the stages of sleep? During the night, we go through different stages of sleep. This is known as the sleep cycle. Our quality of sleep depends on the ability to properly go through different stages of sleep without being interrupted. Woken up. So there are 2 main types of sleep, which make up the sleep cycle. Non-rapid eye movement, that's in REM, and rapid eye movement, which is REM sleep. I don't know, you may have heard of that before. It's rapid eye movement. It's very interesting. Our eyes are actually moving around a lot while we're sleeping. I don't know if you've ever seen that on somebody while they've been sleeping, but that's what we're actually doing. That means we're in a REM state. When someone's in a REM state, they're typically having dreams as well. So that is our answer to number 6, asking us the 2 types of sleep. Two main types of sleep, which make up the sleep cycle: non-rapid eye movement and rapid eye movement. So not moving your eyes, and then moving your eyes very rapidly. 2 main stages. So pause there if you need more time to write any of those answers down. And I'm going to keep going. Though we spend 75% of our sleep in the first stage, so we spend most of our sleep at night not dreaming, not rapid eye movement. So that's most of our sleep at night. REM is the most important stage though. So that short amount of time that we get in that rapid eye movement, in that dream state perhaps, that is actually a super important piece of sleep. It's very important that we get to that stage in our sleep. REM is when our body starts restoring itself, and important hormones are released. We spend only about 25% of our time in our REM. So, very important that we get there and that we go into our REM stage. So number 7, REM is when the body restores itself and the important hormones are released that we talked about up here that are essential to our mind and body. That's for number 7. All right, we spend only about 25% of our sleep in that stage. So during this stage, our eyes dart back and forth rapidly. So our eyes are moving very rapidly, and we experience dreams. You may not remember these dreams, but your mind is having them. REM does not occur until about 90 minutes, so like an hour and a half. So it doesn't happen right when you go to sleep. You have to be asleep for some time for that REM to kick in, and then it repeats itself throughout the night. But again, that's why we're trying, you try to have that uninterrupted sleep. You want to sleep, straight through at night so you can have those dreams and go into that REM state. So it lasts a short period of time and repeats several times throughout the night. So very interesting. The more I read about REM and sleep and what happens while we're sleeping, it sounds like we're computers releasing hormones and storing memories and having dreams. It's very interesting. So we're going to move on to the next page here. We're going to talk about what happens if we don't get enough sleep. So the dangers and lack of sleep. So our questions down here, like I said, I like to read those. So what we're going to answer on this page is number 8. What does sleep influence? What disease does a lack of sleep increase your risk of getting? How can sleep affect your weight? What does sleep help regulate and process? What mental illness can sleep increase your risk of? Because of a lack of sleep affecting brain functions, what can it be more difficult to do during the day? When we are sleep deprived, what are we more likely to do or cause? So here we go. We're going to get started. Dangers of lack of sleep. So our overall quality of life can be affected by a lack of quality sleep. So this can affect everything. If we are regularly not getting enough sleep, it can just really, really affect our moods, our productivity at work, and a lot of different areas. So sleep influences how we behave, perform, feel, and even how we look. So you guys have seen before when someone didn't get good sleep, maybe a coworker, maybe a parent, maybe even me, you get, oh, you didn't get a good enough sleep last night. It affects how you look and how you perform, how you behave. So answer to number 8. Pause there if you need some more time to copy that down, or highlight it yourself. Write it down later. So for good health, getting enough sleep is essential. A lack of sleep can increase your risk of several chronic diseases. Again, chronic diseases are diseases that last for a long time. This is because the quality of sleep not only helps repair the body, but it also helps your body regulate several important hormones, lowers stress levels, helps maintain a healthy immune system. Again, that defense that you have to fight any diseases. And this is our answer to number 9. What disease does a lack of sleep increase your risk of getting? So several studies have linked not getting enough sleep to an increased risk of heart disease, kidney disease, high blood pressure, diabetes, and even strokes. And of course, this is more so when you're getting older, but it's so good to just get those sleep habits when you're younger too. So you don't have these problems in the long run. Number 9 here, an increased risk of heart disease, kidney disease. So pause there if you need more time writing that down. So it's very serious. I don't want to scare anybody. No one's going to get a disease because we're not getting enough sleep right now. It's something that in the long run, thinking about your whole lives, it's just a habit you need to make, get enough sleep a night. And we're going to talk about how much that is. But it's just habits we need to start forming now so we can continue that healthy lifestyle into our adulthood. So at the bottom of the first paragraph here, interestingly, a shortage of sleep also increases one's appetite. So it can make you hungry, not getting enough sleep, and actually can lead to a risk of becoming overweight. So that's just another fact there of what not getting enough sleep can do. Number 10, a shortage of sleep increases one's appetite, makes you more hungry, can lead to a higher risk of becoming overweight or obese. Answer to number 10. You can pause there if you need to continue. I'm going to go into the second paragraph here. Sorry, I'm kind of going through a little quicker today. I don't want to have these long, hour-long videos for you guys. I think it can kind of get old. So just there's some certain places in these where you're just going to pay attention, pause, get your answers, and move forward. So second paragraph. Sleep is also important for your mental health. Sleep helps regulate mood, so what mood you're in that day can even be affected by sleep, and process emotional information and experiences into your memory. Again, it affects our memory. So that is our answer to number 11. What does sleep help regulate? Helps regulate mood, process emotional information and experiences into memory. Pause there to get that. That's really important. Generally, you are more likely to feel irritable, grumpy, or have a shorter temper when you're tired. Definitely seen that. You might have guys have seen that from me. We definitely know that can affect our mood. When we wake up early, we get to the hotel early, we didn't get enough sleep, we have a long day of work ahead of us, and we're just like, ugh, worst mood ever, and we know we're not at 100%, and that, comes from that sleep. So generally, you are more likely to feel irritable, grumpy, and have a shorter temper when you're tired. A lack of sleep can increase your risk of depression and other serious mental health issues as well. So again, that's if that lack of sleep continued, those could be some factors there. So that answers number 12. What mental illness can it affect? On the other hand, when we obtain a proper amount of sleep, it helps creating a good mood. So it's not all bad. It's when we do get good sleep, our mood's good. When we don't, not so much. Read the last paragraph here. Furthermore, when we lack sleep, it can have a negative impact on our ability to function during the day, as well as put us at risk for accidents. When we lack sleep, our overall brain functions are reduced, so your brain's not like working to its full potential, and this and when we lack sleep are reduced, this can make it more difficult for us to concentrate when someone's talking or listening to somebody. That can be difficult, learning new things, and paying attention, and just overall learning. So that's our answer to number 13. When it asks, what can it be more difficult to do during the day when we don't get enough sleep? It can make it more difficult for us to concentrate, pay attention, and learn. Okay. Also, when we are tired, our problem solving and decision making skills are less effective, making it more likely for us to make mistakes. So you guys realize when we were working at the hotel, and even when you're at home doing chores and different things you're doing, you're having to problem solve. You're having to figure things out on a daily basis, and not getting enough sleep, since your brain's not functioning at its best capacity, that that's going to be difficult. You're like, oh, I can't think, I can't solve these problems, and it definitely affects our problem solving in that negative way. So though a lack of sleep may seem harmless, it is not. It is important. That's why we're talking so much about it. A lack of sleep can be dangerous. So being sleep deprived, it affects your alertness, how alert you are to things. And when you work on a job, especially a job where you have to take safety precautions, you have to be alert, and you need to be alert for those positions. So that's so important for your job performance too. When you're not alert, you are more likely to make mistakes and or cause an accident. And remember, that's not what employers want. Employers want very safe workplaces for their employees. So for instance, 40,000 car accidents and over 1,500 fatalities are linked to tired driving. So unfortunately, a lot of people are tired and they're driving, and that affects even, them paying attention to the road, and there are car accidents because of this too. In the workplace, tired workers are a hazard. So being a tired worker, that means you're not as alert or prepared, and you're and concentrating. So that can cause some mistakes, and some of those mistakes, depending on what your job is, could be dangerous to others. So that's why it's important as well for our employability. Last year, there were about 270,000 workplace accidents because people were not getting enough sleep. So think about it. It's very, very important that we get sleep. We've talked about today the importance of sleep, and we've talked about some different dangers of not getting enough good sleep. So next week, we're going to talk about how much you should be getting. How much do you think? I've said it before. And so hopefully you know. But we're going to talk about that next week, and we're going to talk about some good strategies so we can get good sleep, especially during times like these when we're at home and things are a little confusing. And, we can have a lot of anxiety. So just make sure we're all taking care of ourselves. That is what is most important right now at this time, and getting good sleep. All right. Well, I'm very excited. It's Wednesday. We're going to have our Wednesday social at 3, a fun birthday party for one of our interns. So I can't wait to see you guys there. I'll send out the invitation soon and can't wait to party with you. Bye.